Hello, this is going to be the first video in a series I'm going to be doing about budget model railroading. This is one of the ways how I started, um, and I'm just going to go ahead and show what I can show you, right? Okay, I'm going to try to make this in a way that isn't so daunting. Um, Model railroading can be done on a budget. It might not be the easiest at times, but it is very possible. In this video, we're going to be talking about a simple two-loop layout. We're going to start with the scenario of you have a sheet of plywood and you're willing to, nail track down to it, but we will also get into the different types of modular track as well. That'll be towards the end of the video. So we're going to start with this, okay? We'll also say that there might be a switch going between the two on each side, right? Okay, we'll get to that. First off, what we're going to be talking about here is the DC controllers. You do not want to get old DC controllers. It's not a good idea. They're power hungry, they have a chance of burning out, and you don't want to take your trains with it. When it comes to the controllers, you want a decent DC power supply. This one here will work decently, but it's about as old as you want to go. You do not want to go much older than something like this. These rail power controllers here, they are okay as long as you use them strictly for DC control. Now, you may notice on this one, it looks tempting. It says $10, right? Okay. But this one does not work, right? Okay, so we just want to keep that in mind. Also, I have this on buy it now for all the examples shown here. You might be able to get something decent for a lot cheaper if you're willing to use auctions. So just scrolling here, these are a bit old. This is a bit old. This Bachmann one will work, but it's not that powerful, and if you short it out, it takes forever for it to kick back on. This one I would shy against. Again, this one's kind of on the edge. This Tech 7 here, this is a good throttle. This is a good DC power supply. It's $60, but it is a good controller. If you can find anything in the Tech series of products, go for it. This Tech 2, definitely a good choice. We got some more iffy ones here. We have an Athearn one here for $25. These are okay. If you can find it for $25, go for it, right? Okay. This is another Bachmann one. Same thing. They aren't that great. This is a Tech 2 controller for roughly $50. Again, that's a decent deal right there. I would feel safe going for that one. Just scrolling through here, we got a bunch of older ones. We got some DCC systems. Like I said, we'll talk about that in a different video. Again, this one is borderline. Here's another Tech 2. This one's $25. That's a good deal right there. That would be a good one to buy. Keep going here. Here's another rail power one. $57 is a little expensive for one of these rail powers, but it's okay. Here's another Tech 2 for $30. And with the 2-track setup I showed you here, you could wire both of these onto the same DC controller, or you could wire them up separate. That is up to you. These Bachmann ones here, they're okay, and you can get them cheap, but they don't have a lot of control zones. So it'll probably change speed maybe 6 or 7 times as you crank up the throttle. If you want controllers that'll, use that potentiometer inside of it and really have fine adjustment over the speed, again, these Tech 2s are the way to go. They're all over the place. These Bachmann Spectrum controllers are okay. They're not super strong, but they do have a circuit protection in them. They are decent controllers. One of these is what I grew up on. Got some more lightweight DC controllers. Got some more crappy ones. The Kato one is okay. Kato one is pretty solid, actually. The Kato ones are nice. Um, so yeah, you can get a power supply for as cheap as $13. You can get them for as expensive as like $70. It really just depends how much you're willing to spend on your DC controller. Now, let's go over to engines here. Let's start with this. So when you're looking for engines to use, you want engines where all or most of the wheels are driven. This is where Athearn Blue Boxes come in if you are trying to get a cheap engine that is all-wheel drive. This one right here, $30. Okay? It should be all-wheel drive, right? Okay, that one's a little old, right? Okay, we want something that we know will be that will run decent, but is also decently cheap. And if we take a look here, this one is a solid choice. It has knuckle couplers on each end. It has all the handrails on it. Just taking a look here. The wheels look fairly clean. Yeah. For $30, this one would be a good deal. Runs well, light works. Tags are broken and it does not stay attached to the body. That can be fixed in a few different ways. Yeah, this one would be a solid deal if you're looking to go with an Athearn Blue Box. Let's look at this one here. See, there's a video of it, right? Okay. We keep coming down here. We see all the handrails are still on it. You can look at the wheels. The wheels look fairly clean. This one, we see that it has the brass bearings next to the wheels. That's the better version of the drive. Again, $30. That is a good deal. Okay, these are also easy to open up and work on, to learn how to maintenance them, to learn how to work on them, etc. This one is an Athearn RTR. The Athearn RTRs are basically the newer versions of the Athearn Blue Box engines. And if we look here, DCC Quick Plug equipped. That means you can easily put an 8-pin decoder inside of this thing and it will run on a DCC layout and controller. We'll get into that on a different video, right? Okay, but this is just showing some of these blue box engines, right? Okay. So Athearn Blue Box, if you're looking for the cheapest value you can get, the Athearn Blue Boxes are the way to go. Now, if you are looking for... Oh, this is another example. This is another decent one here. Can we get... I guess... Okay. So the PB here is a dummy. So there's only one powered engine, but it is still an A-B set for $75. A dummy engine basically just means that this one doesn't have a motor inside of it or anything like that. So yes, again, best of value to performance for your money, definitely Athearn Blue Box. Now, another one we're going to take a look at here are Proto 2000s. Okay, these typically, these pull a lot better. They typically run a lot smoother. And because of that, as we can see here, the prices are a little more expensive. This one then is an SD9 for $75. This one is a GP9 for $55. Typically, for both of these, for both Proto 2000s and Blue Box, if it says running good and smooth in the description, typically you're okay. If it says that there is a clicking noise, typically that means one of the gears on the axles are cracked and that will need to be replaced, but it's super easy to do and you can get those parts from Athearn currently. They still make the replacement parts for these. It's very easy to do. Keep going here. We have an SD45 here for $100. We have a Proto 2000 GP30 for $40. That's a really nice deal right there. And yeah, another good choice is show scale Atlas locomotives. Atlas locomotives are also really good. Again, we're on Buy It Now. Here we go. Santa Fe SD35 yellow box Atlas for $30. These run smooth. They run nice. Handrails are a bit chunky. Decals are starting to kind of fall off and fade away a little bit, but it's a $30 all-wheel drive engine. Here's a Rio Grande GP40 for $30, right? Okay. This is the kind of stuff you want to look for. We also have the red boxes here. This is an undecorated GP40 for $100, right? Okay. Here's an HO scale SD24, again, yellow box Athearn. It's a little bit dirty, but that can be cleaned up. And yeah, this should run smooth. And these Atlas engines and the Proto 2000 engines are somewhat easy to wire DCC into. In fact, some of the Proto 2000 engines even have an 8-pin DCC plug in them. But these Athearn engines are very easy to wire in manually. The Athearn blue boxes are a little bit harder to put DCC into, but it is possible. Now, let's go ahead and move over to the track. Here, if we take a look at this one, we see we have a bunch of curved pieces, 50 pieces, code 100. That's a solid deal right there. That is a solid deal right there. If we go ahead and keep looking here, lots of easy track, which we will get into in a bit. Here is 6 straights for $10, right? Okay. Oh wow, it's actually a really nice price for that switch. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted here. This one's a good deal too. We have some normal straight pieces, we have some curves, we have some half lengths, or I guess that might be quarter lengths, or sorry, 1/3 lengths. There we go. And just like this one here we go. Lots of straight track here. Lots of straight track. And again, got some turnouts here too. This is a good deal for $50. And this is the stuff you're going to be looking for if you are building onto a wooden board. Another thing you could do on a wooden board is you could look at putting some cork underneath. Again, here's 52 straight pieces for $25. Again, not a bad deal. Yeah. If you keep looking around, if you're looking for just straight track, you can find deals. Let me just go ahead and HO cork roadbed. Here we go. Box of 25 for $23, right? Oh, maybe not do that one. That one has some shipping on it. Here we go. Here's some Woodland Scenics roadbed for $25. Here's some better Midwest roadbed for $50 for 25 pieces. Here's some more here too. This one's N scale, but cork roadbed is very good at. Again, this is N scale, but it goes the same way for HO. Cork roadbed is very good for making your track look realistic once it is ballasted. It's got some height to it. It also gives a little bit of sponginess without being too hard. It also dampens the noise that travels through the wooden board. For all that track you're going to buy, you are going to need track joiners as well. If you're looking to feed power to your track, this is a really good option here. Track joiners with wires already connected to them, and then these would go to your DC power supply. That is a really good way of doing that. And then, of course, you can just buy the HO scale track joiners themselves, right? Okay, this has 36 of them. Need 2 for each connection of rail. This one is 48 pack for $6. You can get rail joiners decently cheap, and you're gonna need them. Now, go ahead and take a look at this. These are the plastic insulated rail joiners, and basically, let's go over here. Let's say you have this loop here and this loop here. Let's say they are operated by 2 separate DC controllers, but we have a switch going from here to here, right? Okay. You want to use those plastic insulating joiners between the switches, okay? Because if you're trying to power your DC engine on one loop with one throttle and you try to power it on the other loop with the other throttle, they will fight each other and possibly burn out. It's not a good thing to do. So if you have a switch going in between, you can either run them both on one throttle, or you could have each loop controlled by a different DC throttle and have those insulated joiners, right? The insulated joiners, here we go. The insulated joiners are between your switches. There we go. Have those between the switches, and then you can run them across, provided that they're both at the same speed when you go to cross them over, etc., etc. Or run it all off of one controller. One more thing we will take a peek at here is HO rolling stock lot. Let's just take a quick peek at what we can find here. Again, set it to buy it now, but you may have better luck if you do if you allow auctions. Okay, excuse me. And what we are looking for is stuff with metal couplers. Okay. This is a bit of a mix-up. This is a bit of a mashup. Okay, maybe this one is not the best example. Let's keep looking here. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so shipping is a little high, but this is just a good example of what to look for. This is 4 40-foot box cars, right? Okay. Take a look here. Okay. Now remember, all the engines we had looked at earlier, for the most part, had knuckle couplers. So you want to find rolling stock with knuckle couplers. These have knuckle couplers, albeit they have plastic wheels, but if you're just looking for cars to run with your train, that's fine for now. You just need something with metal knuckle couplers on them. And for $20, not counting for shipping, that is a good deal there. Let's try to find some more. And this is what you want to do. You just want to look at lots, and you want to keep scrolling. This one has a lot of horn hooks in it, but you can buy couplers separate. Here we go. This price for this is a little high. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's like $11 a car or something like that, which is not bad. But if we take a look here, again, all these have metal couplers on them. Looks like it's all plastic wheels, but again, if you're just looking to get stuff to run, that is okay. One of these, this one here, this one is an older car that has knuckle couplers just put into those Talgo trucks, but that is okay in this case. Um, yeah, again, this is the stuff you want to look for. Stuff with metal or stuff with knuckle couplers. This is another one that's catching my eye, right? Does not look like this. That car will need replacement trucks. But if we're just looking through the photos here, a lot of them have knuckle couplers. Some of the knuckle couplers, like this one here, will need replaced. It's a bit broken. For $70, this one is a good lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 9, 10 cars for $70. Maybe just find another set of trucks on eBay or at a local thrift store or a hobby shop or something. Go ahead and get some replacement couplers, and you will be on your way. Um, Budget model railroading is very doable. It is. You just have to know what you are looking for. eBay auctions helps a lot as well if you are willing to do those. Um, but yeah, that's about it for this video. Hope this helped some of you, and we'll see you tomorrow as we are doing the 25 days of Christmas here on the YouTube channel. That's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to like and subscribe if you're willing to do so, and I will see you guys in the next one.